Since 2021 in Australia, there has been some subtle changes applied to gas fittings. And I'm talking about gas fittings in regards to appliances like barbecues, heaters, pizza ovens and that sort of thing. The sort of gas fitting we've been used to in the past is called the POL fitting. Looks like that. The new fittings that'll be eased in over the 10-year period is called an LCC-27 fitting. Stay tuned to find out more. These two bottles are typical 9 kilo gas bottles available anywhere in Australia. Some of them, like these bottles, happen to be swap and go, which is just a rental system where you take an empty bottle back to a petrol station and you swap it out for a refurbished full bottle of gas. Other people own their bottles. But what's happening over the next, or over 10 years from 2021, is the change from POL fittings to LCC-27. So that's the fitting that we're used to seeing. It's got an internal thread here, which is a left-handed thread. A lot of the bottles have green caps, some of them have silver caps, but they're not terribly consistent with cap colour. You'll notice, swapping over to the LCC-27 fitting, it predominantly has a black cap, which is one of the easy way to spot the bottles, and it's still got the left-handed internal thread right here, which will take a POL fitting, but it also has this coarse thread on the outside, which will fit the new LCC-27 fitting. So, the thing is, if we have a look at these bottles, so there is the POL fitting, and that, as you can see, that fits inside there, and they're a little bit fiddly to do single-handed, but it's a left-handed thread, and you screw it internally and that keeps going until it's nice and tight. You've got your regulator here, you release the gas there and off you go. Now, one of the things about the old POL fitting is this. If you open that up, it can release gas. There's nothing, no safety there to stop gas flowing out. So that's where the LCC-27 bottle is different. So it's inherently safer. So if I open that up, for example, you can hear there's no gas coming out. So they're safe for transport and safe for storage. Now the good thing about the LCC-27 bottles is they will take a POL fitting. So if we put that in there, you can see that goes into the internal thread without a problem. And what that does is, as you screw that in, it's got a little safety release valve that opens up a valve inside this throttle body here, and then that will allow the gas to flow. So it works fine with an old POL fitting in an LCC-27 bottle. And if we look at the LCC-27 fitting, this has the coarse thread on the outside, and that's designed to thread onto, and it's a right-handed thread, so these are much easier to engage. So I often find that people who don't have strong hands find these very difficult to turn and get tight enough, and also the thread's very thin, so sometimes people can cross-thread those. But because this thread is so coarse, it's impossible to cross-thread it, and because the locking knob is so large, it's actually much easier for just about anybody to get that nice and tight and safe. So that's the difference between the two fittings, but there is a key difference, and that is that the new LCC-27 connection only works with an LCC-27 bottle. It does not work on a POL fitting bottle. A POL fitting, which is the old original fitting, works with the POL fitting on the bottle and also works with the LCC-27 fitting. So the point of that is, if you've got an old appliance which has the POL fitting, it won't matter which bottle you get. Your old appliance will be fine. If you have a new appliance which has come pre-fitted with an LCC-27 fitting, then you can only use an LCC-27 bottle. You can also buy, like this is a something I bought at the hardware store. You can also retrofit these to your old devices if you need to, or when they wear out, like if a regulator wears out, you can go and buy these from hardware stores and refit them. But the important thing to note is if you have an old barbecue or pizza oven or heater, you don't really have to do anything. You can get either bottle type. If you've got a new appliance, then you'll need, then they over the next 10 years have to have the LCC-27 fitting attached to them, and you'll need to get an LCC-27 bottle. So if you are buying a bottle for yourself, make sure it's got the LCC-27 fitting on it. If you're swapping a bottle over at a rental system like Swap and Go in Australia, then if you have the new LCC-27 fitting on your appliance, you have to look for the LCC-27, these things here, for the LCC-27 fitting on the gas bottle. Otherwise, you won't be able to use the gas bottle for your appliance. So I hope that's helped. My name's Andrew. Thanks for watching.